Morning, everyone. It's Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. This gratuitous boob shot is brought to you by moi. It's Tuesday morning. It's October 8th. I got a message from Heather. Link is my homeboy on Instagram. And she said, you have to go check out these shirts. Live long and stitch. So yeah, I needed it. I don't usually wear t-shirts, but this one's got a good neck. A lot of t-shirts, they're up way too tight around my neck and I feel like I'm choking. But this one is good. So anyway, thank you, Heather, for directing me to these. And I'm going to adjust my camera because I think I'm just a little bit crooked here. Hold on. That took longer than I thought it would. I had to adjust myself and figure out what I was doing and set a couple of things up, and there you go. Anyway, morning. It's Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. It is Tuesday, October 8th, 2019. I think I said all that, but it's another one of those days where I recorded the whole video and then I decided to do it over again because I went off on a tangent and it wasn't pretty, and nobody deserves to see me go off on a tangent. There you go. So we're just going to start this video over again and hope that I get my story straight this time. I want to take you back in time. I want to take you back to the prehistoric era of television, where we only had 3 channels: ABC, NBC, and CBS. And if you wanted to change the station, you actually had to get up out of your chair, walk over to the television and turn the dial to get to the next station. And there were specials that came on television. And if you didn't watch them when they came on, you missed them until the following year. Things like The Wizard of Oz came on one time a year. The Christmas specials came on at Christmas one time. The Charlie Brown specials, you got to see them all one time. And the best one of the Charlie Brown specials was the Halloween special, at least in my opinion. See, this is what I did as a child for Halloween. All of the friends would get together like the Peanuts gang and we would make up our own costumes. We didn't go to the Halloween store and buy something. We had to make it. We could maybe buy those plastic masks that were just right there on your face and you couldn't breathe in them because, yeah, they were horrible. And if you wanted to be a ghost, you actually got a sheet and you cut out a couple of eye holes and you put it over your head and you were a ghost. And then in the Halloween special, it shows all the Peanut gang together going around the neighborhood without adult supervision. That's what I did. I grew up in Portland, Oregon, and my friends and I would get together and we would walk, probably had a 5-block radius around my house. 5 city blocks in every direction around my house. We came home with a lot of haul. But the Peanuts gang, they go up to the house, they ring the doorbell, they say trick or treat, they get their goodies, and then they all step back and they shared what they got from that house. And then you get to Charlie Brown, and just like him, I got a rock. Co-worker comes up to me the other day and she goes, I made something for you. And then she hands me this. And it is beautiful. It is hand painted. There's some felt marker on there for some detail and everything. She gave me a rock with a spider on it. Now, whereas everybody in the land of floss tube knows my fear of the creepy crawlies, some of my co-workers do not. She does now. But in all honesty, this is beautiful. I mean, it's a very cute design, and it's out in my laundry room with my flowers that I keep out there. I have a eastern facing window in the laundry room so they get good morning light. And my Hoya finally bloomed this year. I've had that plant out there for 4 years, five, maybe going on 5 years. They take a while to get established. They like being a little bit root bound. Um, this is the first set of blooms that it's put out, so I'm hoping that I will get more and more. And the more you get, the more scent you get with it, because Hoyas are very fragrant. So this will go sit out with my Hoya. Alrighty, I have to look at my notes again because, like I said, I completely did my whole video and talked about everything, and now I'm confused. Blonde, okay? Natural blonde. Confusion is part of the game. Alrighty, I want to talk about the cross-stitch group on Facebook, the Stitchers Coven. They did a Halloween exchange this year, and I joined in. I sent my project off to Susan Ellis. Remember, it was the little teacup that I had put on top of the ball jar, and then I had stitched the spoon and the tea bag. I sent that off to her and was very happy that she liked it. I got my exchange back from Corey Milligan, and she sent me this fantastic card, and she made a biscornu. Now, if you look, there's skulls, or are they pumpkins? They're skulls. There's bats. This is just beautiful. And the corners all match up. I tried making a biscornu last year, and everything was going good until I got to the last corner, and then it didn't match up. So I'm trying a new one this year, and hopefully I can get it to match up. The other thing that Corey sent in the package was this fabric. This is just gorgeous. I mean, all those different cats and pumpkins, and yeah. So I will be using that to finish something. Thank you very much to all the people in the Stitchers Coven who participated in that. I've been looking at all the pictures, and there was so much creativity. I love doing the exchanges like that because you know that you're going to get something in return, which is nice. But then when everyone starts sharing their pictures and you see how people are finishing things, so much fun. So much fun. Okay. Last Thursday was first Thursday meetup at Acorns and Threads. We didn't have quite as many people as the month before, which was good. We were still a bit crowded. They have got, Janine and the ladies up there had some extra displays up in the store, so they had set up 4 tables for us, and there was no room to expand because of the extra displays they had around. So we were kind of scrunched in there in some areas, but people like Michelle, who can stand up and stitch and walk around stitching, she did that. I noticed that Christine stitched all the things. She was also doing that, walking around. A couple people came and visited for a little bit. A couple people, left early. It wasn't as crowded as it was last month, which was actually kind of nice. Last month was fantastic, but it was over the top. So maybe now that the weather is cooling down, it won't be quite so nuts. But we had a couple of new people come into the shop this time. One of them was Colleen from Stitching with the Sisterlies. She and her daughter-in-law, Crystal, if I'm getting that right, they came in for a short period of time. And then another person who does floss tube videos and who was new to me is Robin. She is Lady Robbins on FlossTube, and I think she has 5 videos out right now. So anyway, check both of them out, Stitching with the Sisterlies and Lady Robbins. I also have a third person that I want to shout out this week. It is Holly, the Forensic Flosser. She's also got 4 or 5 videos out, and in her last one, she had to share a spider story with me. Like I said, I think everybody in the land of FlossTube knows that I have the fear of the creepy crawlies, so she had to share a spider story with me. If they're on fabric, if they're on rocks, I can deal with them. It's the live ones, the ones that move, that attack me. Ugh, we're not going there. Anyway, check out all 3 of those ladies on with their FlossTube videos. Okay, still at Acorns and Threads. A while back, Linda Jo, Pretty Southern, she had told me that she was making a project bag for me. And the first one she made had spiders on it. So she goes, no, I'll make you another one. Well, then she went and she picked out second fabric to make a project bag for me. And it had spiders on it. Okay. So then she said she finally found fabric that she could use to make a project bag for me. And then I started teasing her because she kept talking about it, but she never brought it. This time she left it with my bag up at Acorns and Threads. We have paper bags behind the counter so that when we order stuff over the phone, or if they order something in for it, it goes into our bag and then we can pick it up whenever we're there. So she had this bag attached to it, and look at this. Look at the fabric. The cemetery, the bats flying around, absolutely gorgeous. The fabric she used on the inside, crows. Gorgeous. And Linda Jo does a fantastic job of stitching. This is put together so nice. Thank you so much. I love it. I'm already using it because I had to put the project that I started working on up there in it right away. I purchased last year at Acorns and Threads Baltimore. This is the collaboration between Ink Circles and Cherrywood Designs. And I'd been thinking about it for a while, and I decided that I needed to have it. So while I was up there, I grabbed fabric and floss. Those are the floss colors. I grabbed 4 of the called for colors. All the Gentle Arts are called for. The 2 Weeks Dye Works I got, they didn't have the called for Gentle Arts. So I got Onyx and Graphite to replace the grays and the blacks. And then I got started stitching. So this is where I'm at on Baltimore. When I was there, I was working on this bottom box here, and I got 3/4 of that bottom border done. It's a really simple border, but the middle section right here has an extra stitch in it. And I wasn't paying attention, so I had to take it out a couple of times. I was really pleased when I started on it the next morning and I did the top row of it and it matched up. Now, doing the second box here was really, really easy to do. But I got that much done Thursday at Acorns and Threads, and then Friday I got this whole thing filled in with the bat in the center, and then I started working on the fencing going around it. I'm having a lot of fun stitching this. It's pretty much been my focus this weekend, which is okay because prior to working on this, I had focused on my Alphonse Mucha, and I will show her in a little bit too. Let me just move a couple things around because, as happens when you do videos, your stuff gets spread all over the place. Okay. Also, while I was up there at Acorns, I did make a purchase. I've been seeing a lot of people working on the Erica Michaels berries. I've not stitched one of those myself. And of course, if I'm going to do a berry, it has to be a Halloween berry, right? I purchased Scary Berry. And I think that this is really, really cute. So I will get started on that. And then when I got home from Acorns and Threads, I had 2 pieces of mail. One was a purchase that I made. So as much as I like to pick on Vicky Stitchin' Buttons, I have also purchased several of her project bags, and I've purchased needle minders from her and various other accoutrements. She started making half-size bags. And I love Harry Potter. So I purchased this one, which has the Marauders map material. And that's the front of it. The fabric that she chose to go inside of it is just fantastic. I mean, the colors match so well. And I bought myself a new pair of scissors for my new project bag because I try to keep in my Acorns bag, my big Acorns bag, I have this accoutrement bag. Oh look, it's a Marauders map. I might have a thing for Harry Potter. And I've got a little plastic case in there that holds my scissors and my thread ripper and some lip gloss and that kind of stuff. I decided I needed to have a second one to put in my bag that I take to work with me. So that's what this one is for. But the other piece of mail that I got when I got home that day, this came from Sarah King, Our Stitching Kingdom. A lovely glittery card, and then she made It's You I Like. She stitched it in blue because she knows blue is my favorite color. She stitched it on black Aida. Look at how that pops. Just fantastic. I have done one tin finish, pie tin finish. Sarah, yours is so much nicer than mine. Really is. But I really, really like that. And thank you so much for thinking of me. I do so appreciate it. Okay. Checking my notes again. Like I said, I did the whole video one time. I don't remember what I've talked about and what I haven't. So, we talked about the rock. We talked about the exchange. We talked about the project bags and the project bags and the patterns and the first Thursday and the shout outs. Okay, that means I only have stitching left to show you. I am going to pause for a moment, readjust my camera so that I can show you where I'm at on my Alphonse Mucha. So hold on just a moment. When I come back, I won't be here. Okay, if you look up at your screen now, this is where I'm at on my Alphonse Mucha. I just started this on September 18th, and I am working on the Evening Star. I am working on this border, this part of the border up here. So I probably spent, a good 10 days working on this, and I'm really pleased with where I'm at with that. Like I said, I started in the middle, came over to this edge, came back, went over to that edge. Then I take one strand of floss and I start here and I work all the color across that way. And then I take another strand of floss and I start over here and I work back that way. Which meant that I was doing a lot of confetti stitching. So, you know how it is when you do a lot of confetti, you eventually have to do something a little bit more solid, or you just go off the deep end crazy. I decided to fill in each of these sections with the white. And I posted a picture of this on the Stitchers Coven. And one of the lovely Coven members, her name is Christine, whereas I said it looks like 2 sets of eyes, she said it looks like 4 sets of cheeks pressed up against a glass window. You know, now that's what I see. Thank you, Christine. But I'm really pleased with where I'm coming with her. There are a lot of colors in here. There are a lot of pale lavenders and there's some pinks in here. And I am really looking forward to seeing how she develops, because this is the one that I wanted to do and I'm enjoying her. So I'm going to pause the camera and come back to you again. Hold on just a moment. Hi, it's me again. So anyway, this is the pattern. This is what she is going to look like when she is finished. This is Alphonse Mucha, the Evening Star, and I got this pattern from Avalon Cross Stitch on Etsy. So really nice. It gives you, this pattern gives you both the colored copies if you're that kind of crazy, or if you're like me, it gives you the grayscale and has everything in it that you need. So that will be my year-long project. A while back, I showed off this book that I had purchased up at Acorns and Threads. This is the Leisure Arts Big Book of Alphabets, and there's 140 different alphabets in here. I got that because I had an idea. People send me things, and I'm always really touched and really grateful when people send something to me. Nobody has to. Nobody has to. But I thought that I would try to make something personal that I could send back to some of the people that I have received things from. So I thought I'm going to try and make some little fobs. I have an idea in my head how to finish them. I haven't quite got there, but I have stitched 2 letters, 2 initials. My original idea was that I was going to use the Halloween pattern for making initials, but then I thought, not everybody is into Halloween the way I am. So I looked through that book, 140 different designs in there, and I found one that I thought just about everybody would like. So these are the 2 that I've got done so far, and I'm going to focus on the D because it's easier to focus on one than the other. There's only 6 little colors in here. There's 2 browns in the letter itself. There's 2 greens in the ivy, and then there's a dark brown to outline it and a dark green to outline the ivy. That's the K that I've done. While I was at Acorns, I purchased, they have a huge collection of Just Another buttons. And I found some little buttons that look like ivy leaves. So I will be using those on the finish with this. And I know that I want to make a few more. I already know who these two are going to be going to. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to play with some of these and just create some little things that I could send off to people as a way of saying thank you for all of the things that people have sent me over the last 2 years. Like I said, nobody has to send me anything, but I love it when you think of me, and you do, because that is just, it's so very nice. And of course, I'm keeping that project in the project bag that I just purchased from Lisa Smith, because this is gorgeous and I have to use it. Alrighty. The other thing that I have been working on, I have been meeting up with a local lady here in town, and we've been going down to the park. She doesn't cross stitch, but she has one of those mandala type coloring books. So she colors and I cross stitch. And the project that I have taken with me is my tiny modernist Phoenix Biscornu. I love the way the colors on this are just popping off the screen. I've got 3 of the Phoenix done. I'm working on the 4th one. When I get finished with that, there is a tiny amount of back stitching on this. And then I can move my Q-snap to work on the back, the decoration for the back of the Biscornu. So, check the notes one more time. Yep, I think I got everything. So, the last thing that I want to leave you with is that I'm going to do another giveaway. The big box, thrifting box that I got earlier this year, I didn't record a video yesterday because it happened to be one of those days where my legs were really in a lot of pain. I don't get it. I've had both my knees replaced, so I don't have knee joints. But yesterday, my knees hurt. And I know it's because of the change in the weather. And we didn't have the pellet stove on yesterday, so it was cold here in the house, and my knees really hurt. So I went upstairs and I worked on organizing my library out a little bit, because the crafting room, I don't know when we're going to do more work on it. We have to wait until Mark stops working, until his season is done, which is usually around Thanksgiving, and then I can start getting him to work on the floor upstairs. But right now, everything is piled up in the library, and it's really cluttered up there. So I went up there and I did some organizing, and I was really pleased with what I accomplished. I got rid of the box itself, threw away some stuff that wasn't going to go anywhere, wasn't worth passing on, and then I came across the books that were in there. There are 6 of them. So I thought that I would give away this book. This is the Best of Vanessa Ann's cross-stitch collection. And I went through all 6 of these books. There are, I think I have 2 of them by her. This was printed in '92, and it's got 5 different sections in it. The Early Years, From the Heart, Everyday Pleasures, Capture the Holiday Spirit, and New Creations. So, we're going to go to the Holiday Spirit one. And I have to show you. Now, Holiday Spirit is not necessarily just, Halloween and Christmas. This one also has patriotic. And I know that there are a lot of people who like to do patriotic stitching, and these patterns are gorgeous. And if you look at them, there's 3 pillow finishes here. There's 4 flags on each one of these pillows. So they would make excellent, excellent smalls. Then they have this one that I absolutely love. This is a bewitching windsock. This one was actually stitched on, has directions for stitching this on waste canvas and then making a windsock out of it. But look at that face. When I looked at the pattern, and I'm going to show the pattern. Get the cross stitch, please. I thought Pennywise. Yeah, I thought Pennywise. But when you get past Pennywise, it has several different Santa patterns in here. There is Kris Kringle and Père Noël, Father Ice, St. Nicholas, Kanaka Loka, Father Frost, Sinterklaas. Anyway, it is a great book. If this is something that you feel like you would be interested in, just say book. Please be 18 years old so that you can give me your address. Please like and subscribe. I do not check to see if you are a subscriber or not. And I will draw somebody when I do my next video. Speaking of the way that I do my drawings now, I asked my husband. He is my random number generator, and that works for me. I don't show people the picture of the computer doing it because, quite honestly, if you don't trust me, that's your issue, not mine. But when I do a drawing, I do my videos about every 2 weeks. So this will be open for 2 weeks. When I draw your name and I mention who the winner is, you have 2 weeks until my next video to get in touch with me. When I did my last giveaway, one of the ladies almost didn't get it because I hadn't heard back from her. So I sent her a second one, and she finally got in contact with me. I would have hated to had to redraw a name, but you know, life happens, and I get that. If you're going to enter a drawing, please respond as soon as you find out that you've won so that it doesn't go on to somebody else. Just saying. This will be my giveaway for the next video. Don't mention giveaway. I don't want to delete anybody, but you know, that stuff happens. Anyway, that is my ramble for this week. Thank you all for coming and visiting with me. Thank you to the majority of the people out of there who are absolutely wonderful. And to the trolls that exist out there, be nice. Live long and stitch on, my friends. Bye-bye.